You're the guy at Dazn right now in regards to boxing. I mean, you're the guy who can really make a lot of things happen. And right now we're in this, limbo area with Canelo Alvarez where he hasn't committed to a Cinco de Mayo type fight, but that's something that you guys would be in position to do. Someone like Bivol, and then ultimately getting him back to a third Triple G fight, the one that you've always wanted. What can you do personally, to make that happen? And do you feel confident that that scenario could play out?
There's a team of us who work on it, clearly. What I can do and what me and my team can do is continue to build a successful business so that our investors and our board are willing to sign the checks to get Canelo Alvarez on platform. And I think we're doing that. I think, as I say, our boxing business is in the most successful place it's been in, the healthiest place it's been in financially. We are increasingly confident when we do the boring stuff behind the scenes and forecast how many sales we're going to make for a fight and project our costs for marketing and all that other stuff, production. Those pieces of analysis are now looking better and better relative to where they were 2 or 3 years ago, which makes our offers competitive, and it means that we can have those conversations with Canelo Alvarez, with Anthony Joshua, with whoever else we want to get on the platform. So that's really the bread and butter. Look, we've got a very, very loyal base of subscribers now. They're loyal because we serve them with great content. And I think that loyalty, that commitment that those fans show, and the sort of relationship we built with them means that our business is financially in a good spot, and it means we can continue to be competitive in those processes. So that's what I'm focused on doing.
Yeah, and you got Eddie Hearn on your side too, who's gonna, go back to Canelo and be able to say like, hey, we've been good to you. We supported your fight on PBC. Come on back, right?
Absolutely. I think with Canelo, there's obviously the money aspect. There's obviously, I think Canelo, like any fighter, appreciates a good promotion. I think Eddie Hearn and Matthew are doing an unbelievable job in terms of the quality of the promotion, how well a fighter feels treated. The whole operation is just high quality. So Eddie has a major role to play in that. It's not just money. It's like the whole experience of fighting in and around Dazn, and Eddie is a major part of that.
That's a key point, because that's what I was going to ask you. To you, it's not just a bidding war coming up with the most money to try to get Canelo.
I think in the specific instance of Canelo, and it's the same with Anthony Joshua, I think a similar guy on a similar apex of his career. There's money's obviously a key factor. The opponents you can deliver for them is a key factor. Canelo isn't just motivated by money, as far as I can tell. He wants to take on challenges. He wants to take on sporting legacy and history. As a result, he pushes himself, and you hear some of the things he said. He was talking about fighting at cruiserweight a few months ago publicly. So what he wants to do with his career, how he wants to push himself is a major component of it, and it's not necessarily just about the money. The money's obviously a key factor. And I think in all those different ways, the experience of fighting, who we can put forward as opponents, how much money we can pay, we're a genuine player in those conversations. So yeah.
And great, last thing, Eddie told us a couple days ago that he's looking at Joshua Usyk taking place by June. If you can close the first half of the year, talk yourself into getting Canelo and end it with Joshua Usyk. This would be exactly what you
and I think
right?
We've had a lot of pushback, I think, from consumers in the UK at the end of last year, when it became apparent that we were looking at doing a pay-per-view platform. The reason we're doing that and we're looking at that is because we want to be competitive in those processes. If we want to have Anthony Joshua on our platform in the UK, we have to have a pay-per-view platform. We have to build that technology. We have to test that way of transacting with our consumers. And the reason we're doing it is because we want to be competitive in those processes. We want to get those fights on Dazn. For me, it comes down to value. I think everyone will admit that Dazn's value offer is significantly higher than others in the market. If you look elsewhere tonight at other fights, I won't name names, but $75 for a fight that is, not at the level of a $75 pay-per-view fight, and you compare it to the schedule we've got coming up at $20 a month in the US and £8 a month in the UK. It's chalk and cheese, frankly, and we're going to continue, even if we have to occasionally sparingly put a pay-per-view on platform. We're going to we're going to continue to drive value, and consumers will recognise that, I think, ultimately.
What would the pricing in the UK be for a Joshua Usyk fight?
Oh, look, we're not there yet, right? So
Okay.
as and when we get that fight, or that fight is even brought to market, we will we'll look at the pricing. We'll look at it as part of our offer. I think AJ's operating at a £25 pay-per-view price point generally in the UK. That's the market that's been set by our friends at Sky. I think that's probably in and around it. Maybe we'll see when we get into it, but that's roughly the market price that does pretty well for Sky and for AJ. So I imagine it's not a million miles from there.
Great, Joe. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time going away from the fights right now. We will see you soon, and I really appreciate your time tonight.
Thanks. Good to see you.